If you are going through a massive life change, this video is for you. In this video, we are going to be using my magical wand to do some shifting within your body. I'm going to tell you the number one crystal that's going to help you in the change that you're currently going through, and I'm going to pull you some cards. It is absolutely no accident if you have landed on this video. So let's get into it. Okay, so let's open this space as we call in our angels, our ancestors, our guides from the highest realms, vibrations, and frequencies of the true white light. Taking a nice deep breath in with me and breathing out and relaxing. Before we get into today's reading, I would love for you to drop your barriers down and allowing me to read into the vibration of your aura. This has landed in front of you. There is a message for you here today. We ask the angels to bring forward this message to give you clarity and guidance for the change that you are going through. Okay, beautiful. So I'm going to grab my cards and pull you some cards right now. The best thing about card readings is I can read a card that is so absolutely accurate for you, but it can also speak to so many other people. I'm so excited because there's a jumper. There is going to be a little healing going on in your body today, and I'm going to be using my very special wand, and I'm going to be telling you the crystal that I pulled for you specifically today, because this crystal is all about changing and astral traveling. Okay, so the first card that I have for you today is the King of Raphael. Yes, it is safe to trust the ability to accomplish many things at once. Follow your creative passions. And I'm feeling my throat is going a little bit. So when we're going through massive change, it's so important to follow our heart. We can see the green here. We can see the angels. Of course, I just called in the angels to give us the guidance. And we're seeing this like king character here. Okay. So it is a king because it's a king card. When we are taking ownership of our bodies and our lives and our decisions and our mentality and literally the words that we speak and our dreams and desires, the book will literally unfold for us. The path will be shown to us if we're following our heart's desires. But there's still this fight that you may be experiencing between the head and the heart. The head is more logical. It comes from the reptilian space of structures and disciplines and really like the subconscious of like, okay, this worked and this didn't work, and how do I stay safe? And all of these, nuances of this beautiful big brain that we have. But the heart wants what the heart wants. And sometimes it's so left field. It's so like out the gate, like, hello, being a medium. It's so out the gate. I was a hairdresser for 20 years. Like, I went to church. I never played with oracle cards. It was so out the gate. It was so left field. But my heart was calling me towards that. My brain said, don't be a fool. My heart said, go for it. Go figure it out. Go learn. Go receive. Remember. So, my question is, if you're listening to this, what is that for you? The heart versus the head. What does that mean for you? Are you being in your queendom or your kingdom? Are you following your heart, or are you still favoring the mind? So that's the first question that I have for you. Now, if you do follow your heart, it's safe to do so. It says, yes, it is safe to trust the ability to accomplish many things at once. Maybe you could have both things. Maybe it's like, well, I've got this job, which is paying the bills, but I really want to do this thing. Maybe there's like a transition. That happened with me. I was hairdressing and then I started my coaching business where I was teaching mediumship. And, there's this transition. And I went from making literally $30,000 a year to making well and truly well over $300,000 a year. And there was that transition. It didn't just happen overnight. I didn't quit this to jump into this instantly. Often we think there has to be this instant change. It has to happen overnight. Maybe there's a way of having both for the time being. Maybe you can do both. God will never give you more than you can handle, right? So I'm curious on how that lands for you. See the stormy waters? Of course, sometimes shit gets rough. Sometimes We can have quantum crumbles, and of course, I don't want that for you. But often we can have a little bit of a crumbling, a little bit of an identity shift. We must have an identity shift for us to go to those next levels or to pivot and go down a different path. Sometimes it means there's an adjustment of the body, of the mind, of the friendships, of how we're approaching our life. Okay, so that's the first card. I want to see what else is coming through for you. Because if you are here right now, you're going through a change. And it's big and it's beautiful and it's scary. I always love talking about fear, and I often talk about this at the very beginning of programs that I do, specifically in Magnificent Mediumship, because people are so afraid and fearful of what they don't know. And that, the whole saying, the better the devil you know than what you don't know. And sadly, it's true for too many people. They're not willing to have courage. Courage doesn't come to you while you're sitting on the couch scrolling. It doesn't happen that way. It happens with huge amounts of action, even when you are in fear. It's not about waiting for the fear to subside or the courage to build. It's actually about walking with the fear, which actually creates the courage. And then when you've created courage, we start working on the confidence. When we work on the confidence, all of a sudden doing a live like this, where I used to literally be freaking out the whole time, is easy because I've built confidence. I've built that skill set. So I'm really curious for you. Have you been holding back because there's been something that you're a little bit afraid of that your heart actually wants? Look into that a little bit deeper. Okay, here is the next card for you. Oh, what I really love about this, and I'm just looking straight at the illustration, the picture here, is you don't need to do it alone. So many of us, I know for me, I felt like I had to do it alone when I switched from my normal trade, and I had two little kids and my husband had his trade, and I had this dream of being this medium, this platform medium, and I hadn't even been doing readings. Like it was crazy. It was just a knowing that I had within myself. I thought maybe I was crazy, but thank goodness actually it was an intuitive hit. But I felt like I was alone, but I never was because there was always angels around me, and my husband was super supportive. He just said, "Well, you can do whatever you want to do as long as you don't do anything crazy, like use all of our money, or not that we had any money, but as long as you are still fulfilling your responsibilities as a mother, as a human being, like go for it, right?" So he was supportive with me, but the loneliness that I felt because I was going so off the beaten track was kind of weird. I had no support because everyone around me was religious, not spiritual, right? So when we have a shift, when we are being bold and courageous and we are lifting our conscious vibration, when we are going, and that's what happens when we take bold, courageous moves, when we walk with fear, we can sometimes feel like the sacral energy is like pulsing. It's like we're oh my goodness, like I don't even know who I am right now or where I'm going, and the energy can flow and we can feel like what is happening. I don't know if this is good or bad. The polarity, the duality is so intense, but you're actually never alone because everyone in your life supports you in some way, shape, or form. Like my husband did. He said, "Babe, you can believe in whatever you want to believe. You're a great mum. And if you don't want to be a hairdresser, you don't have to be. You can figure it out." So I had this responsibility to figure it out, and he was there emotionally supporting me. I had the support of the angels as well. And what this card is saying for you is, it's a rainbow. You're blessed. If you choose to follow your heart, if you're going through a big change, maybe it's in your relationship, maybe it's with your body. I went through a big transformation with my body. I'm just about to do that again because my body wants to be the cleanest channel possible. So I do love to detox. I do love to go to silent retreats. I do love to eat well and have support with that, with particular coaches and going to the gym and whatnot. Like maybe it's your body, or maybe it is like the left field like I did, going from like a corporate job or going from a trade and having the uncertainty of if I go over here and I start something that is so left field and so out of the box, people will be shocked. Whew. can I back myself with that? And this is when that sacral energy comes in, right? It comes in and it has to stabilize because it's just above the root. The root is what is created like from childhood. It's that safety, it's that foundation. And then we've got that sacral energy, and that's a creativity energy, but it's not far off the root. So it does need to stabilize. You are so extremely blessed, so extremely blessed with following your heart's desires. The angels have got your back. There is, oh, where are we? The angels have got your back. The humans in your life. Sometimes I didn't feel too supported by my husband. Sometimes I definitely didn't feel supported by some of the really close people in my life because they didn't believe in what I believed and they couldn't see my vision. They couldn't see my vision, but I could see my vision. I could see my heart. So, what is that for you? Can you hold yourself? Can you use your creative powers? Can you take the chance on yourself? I'm really curious. How does that land for you? And I want to be hearing from you in the chat, in the comments. So let me know what's resonating with you. Following your heart, stabilizing that sacral energy, looking at the support that you do have, and knowing that more support is coming, and you are very, very blessed by the universe. We hit the rainbow. Also, the rainbow represents the balancing of the body. Like we mentioned the body and how I'm doing some cleansing soon and all these different things. But the rainbow is connected to the chakra system. And we want to have balanced chakras. So I highly recommend doing a chakra balancing. We're going to do a body balance shortly as well. I must not forget that. Okay, let's do this card and then we're going to do a little wand, a little magic wand with some Reiki holy fire. I'm a Reiki master, so we're going to go through and do a little Reiki blast there. And I'm going to tell you about the crystal that is going to change your life. And the best thing about it is it's really inexpensive. And I've been using a lot with galactic channels, a lot with my clients that have been doing magnificent mediumship because, of course, we need to open portals and bring through spirit and do all this really cool stuff in the inner matrix world. This crystal, it might even surprise you what one it is. Okay, here we go. Before I do this card, I really invite you just to, is there a burning question that you have, a specific question that you have about the change? So maybe not just the energy of the change, but what is a specific question that you have around the change? Maybe it could be about your relationship. Maybe it can be about the wealth codes, the money that's going to come in from this change. Maybe it's about moving. Often we move a house or a relationship will completely change. How will it affect the kids or your freedom, your time? What is the question that you have? Here it is. Oh my gosh, guys. Are you ready? Are you ready? This is so beautiful. We couldn't get any better for the third card here today. Divine guidance. I love the five. The five is really popping out for me. Fives are all about change. I love it when I see fives. I love the 555 and the 111 because fives, I'm like, whoa, we're up leveling, baby. And currently, as I'm recording this, we are in a retrograde. We're here in 2025. Can you believe it? It is like the end of March here. And change is happening, whether we like it or not. So if you landed here today, you're consciously aware you're going through a change. The world is going through a change. Your higher self is a divine guide for yourself. You have got guides. And look at this. Divine guidance. The search for meaning in life. Consider an alternative approach. Surround yourself with wise teachers or friends. It is a time to learn. It is a time to dive in. It is a time to embrace your heart's desires. And it's a time to sit in contemplation. It's a time to sit in contemplation, to review and reflect over this last year and going, am I still wanting what I wanted a year ago? Am I wanting something different? I can feel the change. What are 3 things I can do today to bring in that change? Maybe it's starting a Facebook group, or maybe it's reaching out to a friend and telling her about your idea. I remember reaching out to my friend and said, I'm pretty sure I'm a medium. Do you think I'm crazy? Like, She's like, no. And I'm like, can I do a reading on you? And she's like, sure. And I'm like, ah, am I a liar? And she's just like, no, that was so accurate. And I'm like, what? The thing is, often when we get the evidence, we then know there's no stopping me now. And a whole lot of objections will come up. And a whole lot of fear of failure will come up. And a whole lot of fear of success will come up. And this card is telling you that you, not only are you divinely guided with archangels and your own Holy Spirit, your very own Holy Spirit, your very own higher self, you're spiritually supported in every single way. And purple is the color for happiness and spirituality. So trust your spiritual senses and your spiritual self because you are on the right track. So I'm going to go through all of those briefly again at the very end, but I'm going to invite you, my beautiful friends, to receive this holy Reiki fire. Like I said, I've a holy Reiki fire master, and that means I have been through all the attunements of this divine modality or practice that we bring through, and it's been around for thousands of years. Reiki has been around for thousands of years, and I use this with my clients, even when I'm doing soul retrievals and all sorts of mediumship readings and channeling. The Reiki is flowing through me. Now, I'm going to be using a wand today. I know, like, isn't it bizarre that I'm using a wand? From hairdresser to psychic medium, I know. This wand was very beautifully crafted from my best friend who I grew up with. And she found a piece of driftwood from the beach that I grew up on. She went to 3 different towns to find the different crystals, and the top crystal is what we call a Lemurian crystal. And it is a very, very, very powerful crystal. Now, that's not the crystal I'm recommending today. I do highly recommend it, but the Lemurian crystal is a very high vibrational and high frequency crystal that is brilliant for channeling. And this is what we've got at the top here as well. Okay, so when you're ready, if you could please close your eyes and take a nice deep breath. Now, a little bit of light language may come through. It's coming through vibrationally, but it may come through verbally as well. And it's just a language that sounds a little bit like gobbledygook. It's definitely not English. Okay, and so I'm just working through your body now. Now, if you'd prefer not to close your eyes, that's okay. You can watch the wand. But we're just working on the chakras. That's it. We're working on the meridians. We're working on the molecules, the molecular system. We're working on the pineal gland, the thymus, working the soul star and the earth star chakras. And of course, we're working on the aura. So you may or you may not feel that. Just trust that it's working. I remember when I first had Reiki, I could feel myself giving the Reiki. I could feel the heat from my hands, but I couldn't feel anything that they were doing to me. And now I'm so energetically sensitive, I feel everything, including thoughts. Energy is my first language. I just had to remember how to utilize it beyond the head, to listen through the heart. Alrighty, they're telling me that is done. That is a little bit of a body balancing. The holy Reiki fire coming through. And if you've still got your eyes closed, that's perfectly fine. We've got a double infinity sign balancing the masculine and the feminine. And we're putting a rainbow over for blessings. Okay. When you're ready, you can open your eyes. Okay, just take note on how you feel in your body. Now, this will keep working for probably about 3 days, about 72 hours. So drinking water, grounding, just allowing any emotions that want to come up to come up. With Reiki, it's always an invitation. So I always set the intention that This Reiki is for you if you so choose to receive it. Okay. Alrighty. Are we ready for the next step? I hope this is really helping you with the changes that are going on in your life. We've done the 3 card pulls. We've just done a light language, a holy Reiki fire, um, healing, and a chakra balancing and an aura strengthening as well. Very, very cool. Okay. And I use my little fancy wand, which I love to bring out. So the next thing I promised you is, what is the crystal of the month? What is the crystal that I'm using with my one-to-one clients, with my magnificent mediumship certification students? What is popping right now? And it's this. It is a nice, simple, yet very powerful selenite. Now I've got a selenite over there in the behind my candle. And this is a selenite wand. We can get little pieces of these, and you can use this for so many different things. Something that I love to teach about is how to utilize tools like crystals and cards. But I wanted to share this with you because if you're going through a really massive change right now, selenite is great to sleep next to you. It is great to hold on to it while you're doing readings. My third eye is like tingling like crazy right now. Oh my goodness. And it will help you to time travel. So when we're doing readings, we are literally traveling backwards, we are traveling forwards, we are bringing through spirit, and we are meeting them in the middle. We go into what I call the inner matrix. I call it spirit mode and inner matrix in my programs, and I help people to access those spaces with clarity. This little beauty is going to help you do it. It's also great to have next to technology. So all of my programs, Magnificent Mediumship Certification, is done online. So for me to be able to connect in with people and to connect in with you right now, for those that are the change makers that are watching this video all the way through, this puppy is going to serve you well. I highly recommend this, and it's great for kids as well. I love the selenite wand, and I will often pop it in my children's rooms, especially my son, because he loves his crystals. And I'll pop it next to his crystals so it cleanses his crystals and keeps his room nice and spick and span energetically. So that is the crystal of the month that I wanted to tell you about. And last but not least, let's go over those cards that we pulled for you today. For you change maker who's going through massive things right now, who landed here on purpose. And I really hope this card reading has helped you, and I'd love to hear from you below. So the first one was this card here, where we can definitely see there is the king, and he is forward and front. He's got the support of the dolphins. He's got the support of the angels. And he is saying it is safe to follow your heart, go forward, because you really can't fail. Okay, you can accomplish anything. The second card that we pulled was a 2 of Gabriel. You're not alone, okay? So looking around and seeing who is around you and what is that support, and just acknowledging that a rainbow is not half. It always goes all the way around, and you are in it. Some food for thought. And of course, we had our last but not least, the search for meaning in life. Consider an alternative approach. This is really about following the heart and not the head. Use the head as the strategy. Like, I want to do this. I want to go left field. How would I do that? And I was talking about taking the 3 actions today, right? Do I start the Facebook page? Do I reach out to a friend? Do I join the course? Do I join the gym? So, like, what are some actions I can take today that's going to put some fuel into the project the change that I'm wanting? How can I turn the change into a project and go forward and create a new pathway? And knowing that you're supported, because this is a spiritual experience, just like everything's a spiritual experience when we're really coming into ourselves. How has this been for you? If you are new here, I would love to hear from it. Is this the first time you've landed here? I would love to know. If you have loved this, hit subscribe, because if you don't know already, I've got a ton of stuff on my YouTube, which is all about teaching all sorts of things and activating. And of course, I've got Magnificent Mediumship Certification. I'm the founder of that program. It is so much fun. It is so in depth. And I really believe in getting to know people on a deep level and seeing what their clears are and what their unique gift is to the world. Make sure you subscribe. Come and find me on Facebook if you choose, and you'll find everything in the notes below on how to come and play. Okay, guys, thank you for being here today. I cannot wait to see how this resonated with you and who this video was for. I'm going to bid you adieu right now and say thank you for being here. Namaste.